Welcome to the Roadrunner 89 Investment Network, where we talk about interracial love and marriage. Hope you enjoy Swirl to Investment. I want to make this video and I want to talk about the most important thing to a man. Okay? The most important thing to a man, the best investment he can make, is choosing the right wife. And when it comes to choosing a wife, the best group of women to choose from is black women. Okay? And let me explain why. Okay? And I'm not just saying this because I'm married to a black woman and have been for over 28 years. No, I'm going to tell you some facts and what I see. Number one, if we look at black women, we'll see black women are moving up in the workforce, okay? In the corporate world, black women are being successful with minimal resources, okay? When it comes to education, black women are the most educated in America. They're leading the way of all groups, not just women, but men too. They're the most educated, okay? And that's not just they're the most enrolled. They have the most degrees. So they are the most educated, most successful when it comes to education, okay? Now, you say, well, what's education got to do with marriage, okay? Now, I married my wife. I would have married her whether she had a degree or not, okay? That's not a deal breaker. What that shows is that black women being the most educated, it shows that they're working harder with their education. They're more successful with education. So what's that mean? That means black women have character. They work hard. They set forth a goal and they execute. Okay, they're making things happen. Okay, now in the corporate world, black women are leading the way there too. They're the biggest group of entrepreneurs right now. Okay, that says something about character again. Black women are moving up. They're moving forward. They're being successful. And, you know, another thing, they have the least amount of resources, but they're the most successful. Okay, that again shows character, right? Now, black women are the most loving. They're the most nurturing. Okay, black women are so loyal that they will put others above themselves. Okay? I've seen it firsthand. You know, we say black women are the most race loyal. Okay? They're the least likely to date and marry out. Okay? Well, what I would say about that is they're the most love loyal. Okay? Black women are mostly around black men and they marry mostly black men. Okay? Usually, people marry within their own racial group, of all racial groups or ethnicities. That's just the way it is. Now, black women are more loyal when it comes to marriage, okay? Now, they're marrying their own more than any other group. But if a black woman loves you, you will know it. And she'll put you above herself every time. And she'll give you everything. And if you treat her right and do what you're supposed to as a man, you're set. That's why my marriage has lasted over 28 years. Because my wife loves me and she's put me first. And I love her and I'm doing what I'm supposed to as a man, so I'm set. I'm blessed. It works. And I see this happening. When we look at statistics, black women, white men have the most successful marriages. Okay? 50% less likely to get a divorce than two black people. 44% less likely to get a divorce than two white people. Okay? So when we come together as black women and white men, we're more successful in marriage with each other than in our own racial group. Why is that? I'm going to tell you why. Because black women have character. Because black women are the most loyal women on earth. They're the most loving. They're the most spiritual. Okay? And they are the most successful. Look at the stats. And black women are the best investment. Okay? And I'm not saying there ain't beautiful, great women in all races, because there are. But when you look at the numbers, you look at the data, and you look at reality, black women is the best investment. Even for white men. Yes. And my life validates what I'm saying. And look, when you feel the love from a black woman, you'll hit your knees and thank God Almighty that she is in your life. I tell you, I fell in love with black women at the age of 5. And my love has never weakened. In fact, it's grown stronger through the years because I see the beauty. I see the character. I see the spirituality. I see the emotions of black women. And there's nothing more beautiful than that. And I would say to men, all groups of men, look at black women. You want a good wife, a good mother to your children? Black women is the way to go. And I love all women. Don't get me wrong. But I tell you, I really love black women. That's why I'm married to one. And if it's wrong for me as a white man to be married to a black woman, I'll just have to be wrong. Because I know a blessing when I see it. I know beauty and I know true love when I see it. And it comes from black women. Straight from God Almighty himself. And if you think I'm lying, look at my life. And everything I've said is true. But anyway, that's all I want to say about that. God bless and have a great day.
All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Okay. That was one of my TikTok videos done a couple years ago. And I wanted to show that video. And it's true. Black women are a true blessing. Black women are that beautiful hidden treasure, okay, that I talk about all the time. And I know my haters get tired of me talking about black women, how much I love black women, how much black women are a blessing, uh, how much I love my wife and how she's such a blessing to me. And they say, is there anything else you can talk about? Well, I could talk about uh, a lot of different things. But the one thing that's captured my heart, the the one thing that has shown me true love is black women. Okay? Black women have been a blessing to me ever since I was a child. Okay? You've heard my stories. You heard my testimony when it comes to black women. Okay? And I love black women. I do. I think they're beautiful. I think they're amazing. I think black women are the most beautiful women on earth. Okay, and people say, "Well, you're a fetishizer. You just..." No, I'm not. Okay, black women are beautiful physically, yes, but if you dig deep within a, a black woman's heart, you know, and how a black woman carries herself, and you really get into a relationship with a black woman. And I'm not just talking as boyfriend, girlfriend, as husband and wife. I'm talking not only that, I'm talking about friendship. I'm talking about loyalty. Look, black women are that hidden treasure that we walk past every day. And somehow we do not see it. Okay? And I don't care if you're a white man, Hispanic, Asian, or a black man. It seems we're not seeing the true blessing of black women. Thank God my eyes were open at a very young age to where I could see the truth and where I can grow and see the true beauty of black women as a child. Okay? There was no fetishizing there as a child. I just felt the love. I there was something there about black women. I tell you about my babysitter. I tell you about black women within my church that have shown me love that has impacted my life. Um, and look, my eyes were so wide open. For me, it was black women are nothing. And don't get me wrong, all women are beautiful. I don't. I'm not trying to put any women down, okay? But there's something about black women. There's something about the beauty black women have. There's something about their character. It's something about their loyalty, their love, their nurturing. I tell you, as a child, I always felt black women were so amazing, so beautiful. It, it just, you feel like you want to embrace black women, okay? And you just want to put your arms around them. And don't take this the wrong way because some people say, yeah, you just want to fill up a black woman. No, I don't. Um, it's just the love. Okay. When you experience true love, you embrace it. You want more of it. You treasure what you have. And I've done that my whole life. And people say you're unusual. You're different. You're an anomaly. And really, I'm not. It's not unusual for a white man to have love for black women, to want to be with black women, okay? And not just in the physical, sexual way, like people try to paint us white men as fetishizers and lustful and racist. No, that's really not us as white men. Now, there are some white men that fit that description. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of us see the true beauty in black women. We love black women. We we treasure and we embrace when a black woman accepts us. We see it as a blessing. We see it as we're grateful for it. Okay. And here's the thing, guys, and I want to talk to you about this. I've done some observation, right? I observe things. Okay. And look, I've dated black women since 1985 when I was 16. And I've been married to a black woman for 30 years now. Well, over 30 years. Okay, I got biracial children, I got grandchildren. I'm all in when it comes to black women, okay? And I always have. And I have observed through the years. And for me, I've loved black women so much. When I would approach a black woman and she would accept me, for me, it was like I was in seventh heaven. It was like I embraced that moment. I was so thankful. I would even say, "Thank you, God. Oh my God, thank you," because I embraced it. I appreciated that a black woman accepted me, right? Because I didn't expect it to happen. And psychologically, we got this thing, right? Where, and this goes both ways with black women and white men. We, for some reason, think that we don't like each other. We've been told that, we're supposed to be with our own group, right? People that look like us. That's the way to success, right? You marry a woman that looks like you, same culture, same racial makeup, and it's going to be better for you. No, that when it comes to black women and white men, that's a lie. We do better when we open up our options as white men and black women. And amazingly, when black women and white men come together, we have the most success. But yet we're the least likely to date and marry each other, right? Statistically. Now that's changing. Numbers are shifting as we speak. Okay. The interracial dating and marriage is increasing in all groups, whether it be white, black, Asian, Hispanic, or we're all opening up our options in our great nation, right? And to me, that's a beautiful thing. People say, people come up in my channel say, okay, you like black women and you try to push black women to white men and all this stuff, and that's not what it is. I want black women to open up their options and have the best option because black women are the best option. They deserve the best option of all men. Okay, and if we were real men, we would know that black women were the best option, and we would be the best men for the best option. Right? That's that's what I believe, guys. And you know, it's black women deserve better. And that's why I promote black women open up their options. And I'm not telling them, go get a white man and it'll be great. Because you can find a lot of great white men that will love black women, but you're going to find the dusty donuts along the way, the frosted flake idiots that try to exploit black women. And all races will try to exploit black women, okay? I'm being real. But if you look at the data, black women, white men do the best. Okay. Um, and the thing of it is us as white men, and I feel I can speak for white men that love black women. And I feel I can speak for non-black men, whether it be Asian or Hispanic, that love black women. And look, men, you could correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But for us that love black women, we see black women as a true blessing, as a treasure. Okay, and we embrace when we come together, black women and white men. When I say black women and white men, I'm talking about other groups of non-black men. Okay, it's not just white European dudes. Okay, no, it's when I say white, it's a generalization of non-black. And what's crazy? Do you guys see what's going on in the world? Back in the day, white was European white, and that was white, right? And even with white people, we categorize ourselves, okay, English, Irish, Italian, French, German. We separated ourselves. Now it's like in America, you're white. You're just white. Even Middle Eastern men that are light complected, you're white. I've even seen people talk about Asian as being white because the ones that got fair complexion. I think it's just a generalization that's what the future of whiteness is. Just you're fair complected. Okay. I don't care. I could care less. I just look at it, we're people. Okay. Um, but the thing of it is, guys, and this is my observation, and I go out there, I make these videos, and I try to be real, I try to be honest, and I offend a lot of people. I do. People say, well, you're wrong, your stats, I hate your stats, F you, you're a racist, a fetishizer, all these horrible things I'm called, right? And it's not just one guy say it. It's a number of people that say that. I am not a racist. I don't think I'm superior to nobody. I don't think any group of people is superior. We all got our strengths and weaknesses, right? I think what it is the marriage stats. I don't say that to say, yeah, white men, we're the best and black women are the best with us. It is what I try to do is tell you the truth. Okay. And it's not that certain people are better than others, because they're not. It's just certain people make better decisions than others. Okay. I see black women as the best option. You know why? It's not just because, oh my God, she's fine and she's beautiful, and oh my God. It's deeper than that. It's her character, it's her emotions, it's her beauty, inside and out. And I tell people, the physical part is the last part. If you truly love somebody, right? That comes after marriage. But let me say this. I've talked about competing for the black woman. White and I made videos, white men and black men competing for black women, right? And I get some interesting results from that. I've had a number of black men say, well, we don't compete for black women. All we got to do is just be there and we have access. We don't have to compete. Roadrunner, you might have to compete because Becky kicked you to the curb and she don't want you. So basically, they tell me I'm a loser. I got to compete. Okay, great. I want to compete. Okay, that's what men do is compete. But what's crazy is I see so many black men, and not all. But guys, this is an observation. I'm not trying to attack nobody. Understand what I'm saying. I've had a number of black men tell me, we don't compete. Okay? We just got to be there and present ourselves, and we're in. And I'm like, okay. Well, here's the problem I have with that. Men need to compete, and women are the prize. They are the treasure. Okay? As men, it's natural for men to compete of all races. I don't care what you are. We need to compete. And it's not to compete to hate each other, it's a competition. It's competing to make ourselves better. Okay? Competition is not a weakness, it's a strength. Okay? You you want a certain woman that's beautiful and got character and that be a good wife. You have to work for that. It just because you're a man don't mean you deserve to have a wife. You don't. You got to earn that privilege, that blessing. And it's competition. Competition is not a hatred. Competition is bringing out the best in yourself and learning from others. You see men that are better than you, that are smarter, that have more character, more love than you. You can learn from that, and that's what us as men need to do. Um, and black women, look, black women, if a man's not competing for you, he don't deserve you. I've seen some of these pro black channels, okay, and I got nothing against them, but a lot of times they tell black women to compete for the black man. Okay, and maybe it's a different culture thing, and you can do what you want. But me personally, my beliefs, that's not good. Us as men need to be competing. Okay. And if we're the leaders, we have to compete. And it feels good if women compete for us. If women, you know, chase us or, take their shot with. And look, every once in a while it happens to us men. It's like, oh my God, she's really into me like that. That feels really good. Oh my God, we embrace it, but it just don't feel right. You know what I mean? It's like us as men, we got to compete, we got to chase. Um, that's the natural thing about it, and it troubles me when I hear black men saying they don't compete. And I'm like, And the reason it troubles me is because I want black women to have the man of their choice and have the best man, regardless of his color. And us as men, we need to man up and we need to do better. And this is across the board. Okay, I can point the fingers to different groups not doing right. But I look at my group and we got to do better too. I mean, us as men, we need to hold ourselves accountable before we even talk about holding women accountable. Okay, it's true. And if you're a real man, you just say, you know what? You put your little fragile ego aside for a minute, guys. Listen to me. You are not the prize. Okay, you are not the princess. Okay, the woman is more important than you guys. Listen to me. If you're a real man, you understand this. The woman is more important than you. Okay? She is a treasure. She is a prize. Your children are more important than you, men. Okay? Everybody in the household is more important than you, men. Okay? And don't take that the wrong way. Okay? That don't mean you don't have value. You have value as a man. If you're a good man, you bring a lot of value to the family. Okay, you are important. Okay, but the women and children are more important than you. Okay, and if you don't want to accept that, well, you're never going to be blessed. The women are more important than you. Okay, we got to realize this as men. They are the treasure. They are the blessing. Okay, and look, us as men, I believe we need women more than they need us. I believe that. I really do. A good woman, a good wife, will bring out the best in a man. Okay? Now, both men and women are important. Don't get me wrong. We need both. Okay? But if you're the leader in your family, in the household, because of us as men, right? We're the leaders. We're in charge. Okay, we're the man. Okay, you can't be the leader in the prize. You don't work. Okay, and we need to understand that. And black women deserve to have a man that's a leader, to have a man that's going to put her first, a man that's going to see her as a treasure and a true blessing. Black women, you deserve this. And well, actually, all women deserve this. Okay, but I emphasize on black women more than any other groups of women. The reason is black women are the most unprotected, the most disrespected, okay? And black women pour in to their men more than any other group of women. You can't tell me that there's another group of women that don't love you more than a black woman. It's not there, okay? Now, are there hateful black women? Of course. Are there evil black women? Yeah. There's evil and hateful in all groups, okay? But in the collective, black women are the best option. They really are. Get to know the black woman. Whether you're a white man, whether you're an Asian man, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, get to know the black woman. I'm telling you, okay? You'll feel a love you never thought you would feel. Okay? And here's the thing. And I think the reason why white men and black women do the best in marriage, the reason they have the longest lasting marriages and the most success, you know why? I'm going to tell you why. It's not because we're white men and we're somehow better, because we're not. We're just men, like any other men. The thing of it is when a black woman opens up to us and gives her gives her love to us, we embrace it. We don't feel like we're entitled to it. So we're thankful for it. And I'm going to be brutally honest. Women within our group aren't loving us as much as black women do. I want to say that. Women in our own group don't love us like black women do. And people say, well, wait a minute. Most black women are marry black men, not white men. And that's true. Yes. But I'm telling you, if you have the courage and you love a black woman, you have the courage to approach her and do what you need to do, you'll find out that the love and the blessing that a black woman gives you, it will knock you off your feet. And I'm telling you, you will thank God Almighty for the black woman. In my life, I've been thanking God all my life for the black woman. I've been thanking God for every friendship I've had with a black woman. I've been thanking God for every relationship that I had with a black woman, dating and getting to know black women. I thank God for that. I thank God for the black women in my life, in my wife's family that have been true, beautiful blessings to me. I thank God for the black women in the church that told me, hold on to the faith. God loves you. Push forward. And I tell you, I people say, well, Roadrunner, you get emotional. What's wrong with you? Sometimes you be like tearing up on there. You know what's going on? You're acting weak. No, it's a strength. When it comes to black women, I have a lot of emotions. I do. I have a big heart. And black women have done something to me that have opened up my heart and shown me what true love is and how to love the right way. And there's a lot of love there. So emotions come out. I can't stop it. I can't fight it. It's there. The love is there. Okay. And then there's anger when I see black women being attacked. Okay. And people get this misconstrued. They get this all wrong. They might see me go in on people that attack black women. And it might be black men I go in on. And all of a sudden, I'm a racist because I go in on a black man that attacks a black woman or even attacks my wife. It's the weirdest thing. But the problem is we do not need the uplift men. We need to stop that crap. Men, we need to be strong. We need to be leaders. Okay? We need to start protecting our women in our nation. Okay? And we need to really focus on black women because black women have been left by the wayside ever since our nation began. And it's not, and you know what? There's not really signs of it getting better. And that's the disturbing thing. That's the thing that really hurts because it's like, God, we're we look at our nation and we've got through some racial crap and all this and horrible evil things and black women are still being mistreated, still being the most attacked, the most exploited, the most abused. And people say, well, and I talk to my friends and they say, well, I hear you what you're saying, but how do we really protect black women? We don't live in the black community. Some of my white friends that love black women, we don't live in the black community. We live, I mean, most of the people look like us, or they're white or Hispanic, and a few black people. We can protect the ones in our neighborhood. What do we do in the big groups of the black community to protect black women? And that's such a great question. And we can't be everywhere at once. I wish we could. I wish we had some kind of network where we could do this. But I tell you what we can do as men that love black women, and those of us that are dating black women and married to black women, we need to stand up. The best thing you could do for a black woman, the best way to uplift a black woman is just tell the truth. You don't even have to fluff things up. You ain't even got to say amazing things about black women. If you just tell the truth, the black woman will be elevated. Tell the truth about her education. Tell the truth about black women that are moving up in the corporate world. Tell the truth about the loving black women in the church that have. Tell the truth. If we just told the truth as a nation, black women would be so much better off. But we don't do that. And it's so sad. It's a tragedy. You got some black men out there that exploit black women and think black women are just created for the black man and just to serve them. And not all, don't get me wrong. And then you got some white, dusty donuts that think, oh, well, there's trouble in the black community. Now I can get in and get with the black woman. Now you got the white dude exploiting the black woman after getting exploited by the black man. And then other groups of men. What are we doing? But the good news is not all men are like that. The good news is that other groups of men are starting to open up to black women, open up their options. Okay? And we need to. Okay? And you could be with whoever you want to be with. Okay? But let's not forget that us as men, we protect all women, regardless of the color, regardless whether they date us or like us, or it don't matter. Us as men, we protect women in our society, regardless. And people have said, okay, well, you want us to protect black women, but they're divesting. Why should I protect them? Because they're women. Okay, well, what about Becky that gets with black dude? It don't matter. I'm supposed to protect her as a man, right? But here's the thing, we really need to focus on black women because black women are the women that are have the most danger. They're the women that are in harm's way more than any other group of women. And we need to fix that. Okay? And it starts with us as men. Tell the truth about black women. Embrace them when they get their degrees. You don't have to date a black woman. Just, hey, if you tell the truth about people, we'll know more about the blessings they bring, right? We're not just to uplift the women in our personal life, but all women, okay? We're supposed to love all women. It's about making our society safe, right? I'm just saying. But some reason black women get the short end of the stick. And I don't know why. I don't understand. And it don't matter whether she's dealing with white supremacists or in the black community or wherever she's at. Black women get the short end of the stick. And it's our fault, all of us. And we need to realize and try and understand the situation and fix it. I see the swirling gone wrong crowd, right? When a white man does something horrible to a black woman, they rise up. They're out there. They're showing the videos. They're saying, "See, black women, you get with the white man, that's going to happen to you." Swirling gone wrong. And look, I'm not against them calling out when a white man harms a black woman, because he should be called out. But is that the only group of men that harm black women? Hmm. We know there's white men that harm black women, right? We jump on that. Is there black men that can harm black women? Does that ever happen? Is there Asian men that harm black women, or Hispanic men? Or is it just the racist, or just the white guy that does it, right? You can't pick and choose the truth. Okay? We can shine a light on certain truths and then ignore the other truths. All that does is create a lie. And instead of protecting women, we're protecting men within our group. Ah, does that kind of hit home? Does that hurt a little bit? Black men, they don't talk about black men hurting black women. Ah, and to be honest, us as white men, we're not really highlighting white men hurting black women, are we? Ah, God, you gotta hate the truth, don't you? It's like a double-edged sword. It cuts us all. We're all guilty when that sword swings. Oh my God. Hmm. But you know what? The best decision I ever made is investing in a black woman. From the time I started dating, God give me a gift. You know what that gift is? Is to have my eyes open and to look at women as a young man, because as you grow up, you're attracted to women. It's natural. It's exciting. Women are beautiful. As you grow up, you mature, you have feelings for women. You know what I'm talking about, right? But the beautiful thing I had is I had love before I matured into a young man, before my body changed and I had desires I never had in my life, right? And look, it's tough. Young people have it so tough. And I'm talking about young men and young women, because they start having desires for each other. They have that physical desire, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it. The problem is we got to handle that the right way, right? We can't just what do things because it feels good. We got to be responsible. And we need to go back to the basics. We need to go back to love in marriage. We need to go back to loving each other before we get to the bedroom. We need to save the bedroom to marriage. Okay. I know that's an unpopular thing. I know people don't want to do that, but we'd be better off as a society to do that. Really, I'm serious. Doing the right thing. We're supposed to do the right thing no matter how hard it is. But if you do the right thing, your blessing will come. You'll be protected. It's funny. When I do my videos and I talk about my wife Sandy and I talk about black women and interracial relationships, the first thing people that don't like me say, "Oh, you're a fetishizer." Okay. I've been married 30 years to one woman. I have children with only one woman. Okay. I don't have women out there that have my children. Only one woman has my children. That's my wife. I did it the right way. Okay? I put my physical desire on the back burner to get to know my wife and to come together with love and marriage. And you know what? I've been blessed every day because of it. Is it easy to do? Oh, hell no, it's not. Okay, we're human. Okay? I get it. We're human. It's hard. You don't think I didn't desire my wife when I was dating her? If I tell you that, oh, we're just friends and we get to know each other, and I didn't have no desire to, I would be lying to you. Okay? But I learned through my life that you got to be disciplined. You got to come with true love. That physical stuff will come later. And when you wait and do it the right way, that physical will be so much better. Uh, okay, because you'll have love there, not just a lustful desire. You'll have true love. Okay. Yeah. Let me answer this question, Beverly. Yes, I had many dreams about marrying a black woman. I fantasized about having a black wife when I was little, before I even started dating. I always thought black women were amazing, and I had a lot of dreams about black women marrying a black woman, and it wasn't no creepy dreams or lustful thing. It was just like that's what I wanted. That's where my heart was, and I think sometimes when women touch our heart, it really has an impact in our life, even as children, right? I tell you about the babysitter I had. That young lady was like, to me, she was so amazing. When I would visit my mom, I would think about being around her. I just loved being around her. There was some kind of there was a connection there, and I wasn't looking at her butt or nothing. I was like 4 or 5 years old. I didn't know. My mind wasn't there. I just loved being with her, and it's probably because she was kind to me because I was little. I was a child, and but I embraced that. And as I observed through the years, life's an education, guys. I don't know why I black women have impacted my life like this. I don't understand. I don't know why. Uh in the places I lived, there wasn't a lot of black people. So it wasn't that was my environment. It wasn't. It really wasn't. But somehow black women had an impact on my life that will be there forever. And it's because the love they have. And it's because black women are nurturing, they're loving. And you can't help but to embrace that. And when you feel that, and growing up in life, I always had that desire to be around black women. I and people say, well, why wouldn't you have that desire with white women or Asian women or and the simple thing I'd say is the black woman's the one that touched my heart. What can I say? My brother didn't end up like me. I mean, he married a white woman. He wasn't in the black woman like me, but I was. There's something, and look, there's a reason for everything. Things don't just randomly happen. There's a purpose for all of us. Okay, there is, and the thing of it is I love black women with all my heart. I do. When I see black women hurting or things, I don't know. I can't understand it. I just feel hurt. I don't even have to know her. It's easier to understand when you have a family member that's hurting. Of course, you're going to hurt. But I can see black women hurting. I don't even know who she is, and it just it's like you feel what she's going through, and you don't even. Maybe just that's where my heart is. I don't know, but I pull my hair out trying to understand that. I don't know. But I see the beauty in black women. I see the blessing. Maybe that's it. I just see a blessing in black women in general, and and people tell me, they say, "Well, you embrace the good times with black women, and you forget the bad times." And maybe there's some truth to that because every relationship I had with a black woman wasn't the best. I had black women do me wrong along the years. There have, but mostly black women have been an awesome blessing. Okay, so yeah, I probably do embrace the good times. I embrace that time that the first time I approached a black woman, she said yes. I was like, oh my God. And she pulled me towards her. She said, yeah, I'll be your girlfriend, and pulled me. I'm like, whoa, I just went, and my arms just went around her and I hugged her. And she was like giggling. And I was like, oh my God, what just happened? And I'm telling you, white men or non black men that love black women, sometimes if you just do it, you might have a beautiful result. You will have rejection along the way. Rejection is part of life. It don't matter who you date. You're going to be rejected because not everybody's going to love you. Not everybody's going to think you're wonderful. Not everybody's going to want to be with you, and that's okay. But once you find that connection with that one that loves you, oh my God, there's nothing like it. And I tell you, every relationship I have with a black woman, I was grateful. I thank God for it. And I think that's the difference between white men and black men. And don't get me wrong, it's that white men, we don't have access to black women like that. Black men do because they grew up with black women. That's in the community, right? So when a black woman shows us love, we really embrace that. And I think that's true with different races. And I've talked to people that have dated out their race, and even black men say, well, they really like when white women tell them they're wonderful because it is like some kind of validation, right? Well, same thing with us white men. When black women show us love, it's like, oh my God, this is great. And we feel some kind of way. Even a black woman thinks I'm great, so I must be wonderful. I mean, I think that's the psychology of it. But I'm telling you, I know black women are the best option because I've seen it. And the reason I could come up here and say I love black women without no hesitation, without trying to validate other women, is because I had the freedom to see the truth. I had the freedom to express myself, how I really feel. And for me to come up here and tell you how much I love black women and show some emotions, to me, that's a strength. That's not a weakness. Now, the emotion part, I can't control that. I'm sorry. You see me get emotional, and I'm just like, I'm human. Black women, I love black women. I've been truly blessed by black women. Okay. And I love black women. It's just, they have my heart. So there's going to be some emotions there. Love is an emotion. What can I say? Anger is emotion. When I see black women being dragged through the mud and attacked, whether I see it physically on TV or social media, some jokers trashing black women, it hurts. It gets me angry. But anyway, sorry guys. I went on a rant about this, but I'm telling you how I feel. Okay? Look, black women, you are more valuable and more beautiful than you'll ever know. And I know black women are humble and black women have a big heart and black women will sacrifice for their the men in their life, for their children. I've seen it. I've experienced it. My wife does it. That's just how black women are. They're just amazing, loving women. Let me show you this real quick. I'm going to show you some a couple slides here. You've seen these slides before, but I think I need to hit this home. Okay. All right. Let me put this one up here before I show these videos, guys. Okay. Okay. This is the purpose of the Roadrunner 89 Swirl to Investment Network. The purpose is, okay, and listen to me. The purpose is to promote interracial relationships, white men and black women. Okay? That is the purpose. I'm not here to promote black men and white women, and it's black women and white men. Black women, and i.e., non black men. Black women, Asian men, black women, Hispanic. You get my point, right? That's what this channel is about. Don't ask me to do a video on a black man and white woman in a racial relationship, okay? I'm not going to do it. I'm not. And it's not hate. It's not that I don't support their union, because I do. I support anybody going where they want to go, okay? But this is Swirl to Investment. This is black women, white men relationships. It's uplifting black women and encouraging black women, white men to open up their options. Okay? That's my channel. My channel isn't Tyrone and Becky hit it off and live happily ever after. If you want that content, go to SYSBM. Okay? Save yourself, black men. They got channels for that where black men get with white women, Asian women. Okay? There's a place for everybody on YouTube. Okay? Go over there. Okay? You'll be happier there. You're not going to get what you're going to hear from Roadrunners, black women, white men. Sorry. Okay? I don't have to do a show on everybody. This is my channel. All right? And I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just saying, go where you fit in, where you're loved. Okay? I'm just saying. And, I love black women and I promote interracial relationships, Swirl to Investment. That's interracial dating to marriage. Black women, white men, black women, Asian men, black women, Hispanic. You get my point, right? So if you're a black man and you want to express yourself on my channel, don't. Okay? No disrespect, but you have platforms for you. Okay? I will not infringe on your platform or your community. Okay? You do you, I'll do me. Okay? Go where you're loved. Okay? Now, if you believe in black love and only black men and black women and that's it, great. Do you. I have nothing against you. Check out Dr. Umar Johnson. He's a Pan-African, black people to black people and leave white people alone. If you're into that stuff, go over there. Okay? Find your space. Okay? Now, if you think American women suck and you want to roll the dice and go overseas, go to the Passport Bros. They're your channel. Okay? What I'm saying is there's a place for everybody. I'm not going to change my channel for nobody else. Okay? This is for black women and white men. Swirl to investment. Okay? Now, if you're an Asian man that loves black women, you're welcome here. Okay? This is what my channel is. And I don't have hate for anybody else. You do you. Okay? This is what makes America great. We go where we loved and we do our thing. But we need to respect and love each other while we do it, right? That's it. Okay? I love black women and I promote black women and white men. Okay? So don't come over here and say, well, what about black men and white women? Hey, I support that too. But that's not this channel. There's so many channels about black men and white women. Why are you coming here for that? To me, it makes no sense. And the reason I say this is I get so many people in here. Oh, well, you're racist because you only talk about black women and white men. You never say about black men and white women. Okay, really? What about that? Would be like me going to SYSBM and say, hey, what about the video about the white man with the black woman? They'll look at me like I'm crazy and say, what are you doing here? And they should, right? Because that's their platform. This is my platform. If you don't like my content, turn off the damn channel and go and listen to what you want to listen to. Okay? Because this YouTube thing has gotten so stupid where we would have our conflicts and we do a roast, do a couple roast shows back and forth and go our own way. But now we got people that want to stalk you and harass you and go in on you because they don't believe in what you do. And I'm like, shut up. Do your thing. I'll do my thing. Okay? And look, I'm not talking to one person or one group, but many groups. Stay in your lane. Love the people in your community. Okay? You got the Black Love channels. You're in the Black Love, go to Black Love channels. Okay? You're white people that want to stay white, go to the White Love channel, whatever. If you like me, Swirl to investment, you love black women and you're a white guy or an Asian guy, this is our home, okay? Go to your community where you're loved. Okay? I say my community is a white community, but it really isn't. It's a Swirl to investment community. It's black women, white men, black women, Asian men, black women, Hispanic men, black women, Middle Eastern men. You get my point? So those are my haters out there. Go where you're loved, okay? I'm not going to sit here and police what black women say about black men, white men, or whatever. I don't care. This is a place where black women can express themselves and they can complain about whoever they want to. That's their right. Now, I know I got to walk a fine line here, okay? Because I'm a white man. I'm guilty as charged just because I'm a white guy, okay? I get it. But I'm not going to suppress black women from speaking out, okay? And in this channel, I support the swirl. Okay, I'm down with the swirl. All right. I support divestment 1,000%. I know it's going to hurt some feelings. I know some people say, well, the swirling's cool, but divestment, oh my God. Well, no, divestment needs to happen. I support it. Okay. Now, I'm being honest with you guys. Okay? Go where you're loved and celebrated. And then the divestment thing, some guys say, well, what if white women divest? Great, do it. I support it. Okay? Go where you're loved. Go with the group you want to be with. The white channel, the white channel, white love. All day, all night, white love. That would be weird, wouldn't it? We could talk about black love, like so wonderful and beautiful. But if you say white love, oh my God, that's clan members coming together. It's funny. I just, people, the thought process. But I'm the swirl to investment. That's my community. Black women, white men, you're my community. You're my family. And I love you. And look, black women, I love you more than life itself. You are it. You are the beautiful blessing. You're that beautiful hidden treasure that a lot of people don't see, and it's sad. But I seen you since I was 4. I locked in. Yeah, that's the woman there. That's the true beauty. Okay. Let me go through this real quick. Sorry, guys. Okay, promote interracial relationships. Okay, so if you're confused by my channel, this is what it's about. The purpose to promote interracial relationship. White men, white men and black women. Okay, that can be Asian and Hispanic. Okay, now I do support black men with whoever they want to. Okay, but that's not what my channel's about. Get it? Good. Number 2, love, respect, protect black women. Okay? That's the mission statement. That's what we need to do. Over here, we speak the truth. Okay? We love and respect black women. Okay? All right. Number 3, hold the men on the channel accountable. Okay? And we have to do this. Believe it or not, guys, I've had to get rid of men on my channel because they didn't act right. I've had to cut ties with men because they don't really love black women. They're lusting, and I had to cut it. I had to cut ties. Okay? Because you're a white man don't mean you're automatically welcome here. Okay? You better love the black woman like no other. If you're here to hook up or exploit the black woman, get your ass off my channel. Okay? And I had to do that with white men, Asian, and different groups. Yeah. Okay. But there's corrupt people in all groups. I hold this channel, we're going to hold you accountable. You can be a white man like me, but you better respect and love black women like me, or you're out of here. All right. Now, respect faith, morals, and opinions. Okay. Whatever your faith is, I respect that. Okay. I love you for it, regardless of how you believe. Now, when it comes to politics, we're in the political season. Trump and Kamala, okay? I don't even want to talk about that BS. You probably know how I'm going to vote, but I don't want to get into politics because I love people on the left and right, okay? And in my channel, we're split, and that's okay. This ain't a political channel anyway, so the hell with the politics. Get me? Okay? This is Swirl to Investment channel. All right. But I respect whether you vote for Trump or Kamala. Okay? That's your choice. That's your right as an American. Okay? And I love you the same regardless of which way you go. I respect your faith, morals, and politics. Okay? I didn't put politics in there, but you get my drift, right? Protect the image of black women. That's what we do here. We tell the truth. The best way to protect the black woman's image is tell the truth. Okay? We don't go out there and focus on and try to find crazy things black women do. No, we tell the truth. Okay? Any group out there, you can find people in any group doing crazy things. We don't pinpoint negativity. We tell the truth. We go on stats. We go on what's happening. We don't go on emotion and opinion. Okay? All right. So we're going to protect the image of the black woman. And that actually helps protect black women. Okay? Protect the image of white men and black women, white men relationships. Okay? We promote that. We protect that image. Okay? Black women and white men that come together, they have to go against the grain. They have to go against society. Okay? And when black women and white men get together, they're putting each other first. And understand, ladies, if there's white men that are into you, that love you, understand that I know you get the biggest beat down when you open up your options, black women. You get you get harassed, and and some black women are like, hey, they have to open up their options on the down low, which is horrible. But some black women told me they have to do that. They can't be, just out in the open that they're with a white man, because some might get, they'll get shamed. Some might even get physically abused for even saying that. Okay. Now that ain't most black communities, so don't say I'm saying that's what black people do. I'm just saying I've heard women have told me this, okay? And I've seen the shaming of black women that open up their options, and it's disgusting. All right. All right. Now, protect the image of black women. Protect the image of black women, white men relationships, okay? Create a network for black women and non-black men to come together for love and marriage, okay? I'm not a dating service, okay? I don't do hookups, okay? I don't have the resources, and I do work a full-time job, so I wish I had the resources to do a dating thing. I would love to do that, okay? But what I do promote is black women, white men come together for love and marriage, okay? If you listen to my advice, okay, and I'm not perfect, okay, but if you listen, you can have a love connection, black women, white men, okay? Black women, listen to me. You want to be with a quality white man or quality Asian man or whatever you're into, okay? You want that. First of all, these men are not going to come to your neighborhood and sweep you up. Okay? I hate to say the black community, white community, because if we look at America, there are black people in every community, from the poorest to the richest. Same with white people, too. Okay? We don't have it segregated where one group's on one side of the tracks and the other, we're not doing that. Okay? And if you're in a predominantly black neighborhood, ladies, white men aren't going to come into your black neighborhood, okay? Because why? They're not familiar with that. They don't know what to expect. That's number one. Number two, there are black women in his community anyway. He don't have to leave his community. Okay? There are black women in the suburbs. There are black women in Beverly Hills. There are black women everywhere. We don't have to go to the so-called stereotypical black community, okay? We don't have to do that, and we're not going to do that. I didn't do that, and I've always dated black women. And in fact, ladies, listen to me. White men are going, I'm talking people in general are going to go what they're most comfortable with, right? What are white men most comfortable with? What type of black women are they most comfortable with? Ask yourself this, ladies. I'm being honest. A little education. What are white men that love black women most comfortable? What type of black women are they going to approach? Okay? And it's not just like, oh, I love black women. There's a black woman. Bam, hit the ground running. I mean, some men will do that, but mostly they go with the women they feel more comfortable with, the women that are more open to them, the ones they can talk to that it's more of a friendly environment, right? If I live in the suburbs and there's attractive black women in the suburbs, why am I going to go anywhere else? That's the best of both worlds. She lives where I live. We kind of share the same culture, and I don't have to prove myself over and over like I would with a black woman that's only been in the black community, sort of say. You get what I'm saying? My wife, I didn't go to the black community to get my wife. I went to the white community. I know that sounds funny. People make fun of me. You know, my friends all the way from high school, they said, damn, you go to the white community to find black women. You're weird. You're crazy. You're ass backwards. No, really, I'm not. I'm going where I have the best option, right? I'm with a black woman that understands me more than other black women would. That's an advantage. Okay? Understand this. Strategic. Okay? You got to go where they're at. Okay? And here's another thing. You can be a white man that only dates black women, but guess what? You're going to find a black woman that identifies with you. Okay? Me, I'm a white man. I love black women. I'm a conservative white guy. I'm traditional, right? Guess what my wife is? Conservative, traditional. Get what I'm saying? Open up your options, but find that option that's best for you, that fits you. Okay? And look, there are black women, white men for the far right, far left that find love, okay? But they come together. They're alike. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I'm just saying. I never went to the hood to date a black woman. I never did. Okay? Because there's plenty of black women where I live. There's no such thing as a black community on a certain side of town. Okay? There might be a bigger group of black people here or white people there, but the white black community, that's gone. We're all together now, believe it or not. We're going to identify with the women that understand us the most. That black woman that has that Valley Girl accent that grew up in my neighborhood, I'm going to cling to her more than Keisha that lives downtown that I know nothing about. You get it? Now they're both beautiful and attractive. I'm not saying. I've met black women from the poorest community to the richest. And the amazing thing about black women is they're beautiful women and they're a blessing. Okay? I've seen women from the poor become the most successful. Black women are amazing that way. But what I'm saying is strategic. Okay. All right, let me stop talking about that. Let me get this slide down. But you understand what my channel is about. I want people to understand. Okay. If you're a black dude that comes on and wants to express yourself, you love black women, that's beautiful. But that's it. This ain't the place. You know what I mean? Go to that Black Love channel that lifts you up. I mean, I don't go to the Black Love channel to uplift me because they're not going to do it. And it's not that they don't like me, it's just not my place. Okay? And that's okay. Go where you're loved. Go to your community. This is my community. Okay. But ladies, you want to open up your options, go where the quality of man that you want. What do you want? Do you want that rugged outdoor types, that guy that likes to go hiking, fishing, hunting, the outdoorsy type? Or you want that corporate guy that's all business, wears suits, and just, does his thing? Or you want that educated intellectual guy that just, or you want that nerdy white guy that watches Star Trek and just loves hanging out with you and is just a silly dude? Okay, there's all kinds. And hey, the nerdy dude is okay. Okay. And my haters going to say, "Oh, you're a nerdy dude. You just said it." Well, some ways I kind of am. Okay. The black women that really touch my heart are the kind of educated, the one with the glasses, the kind of nerdy ones we would call back in the day. That's the kind I find the most beautiful, by the way, because they're intellectual, they're educated, they have a big heart. Okay. But to each his own. Okay. Man, we've been on an hour and 23 minutes. You listen to me talk. Okay. But guys, hey, go over to my TikTok channel. I do have a TikTok channel. It's Roadrunner89net. Okay. I do have a Rumble. I might cancel it. Rumble's kind of lame anyway. I don't know. I just, it's not the same as YouTube. YouTube is just everything. It just, I don't know, just a better platform system. Okay. But anyway, I do have a YouTube channel and a Rumble. I download some of my older videos on my Rumble. My TikTok, I need to upload some more channels, but you could find me on TikTok too. And if you have a TikTok channel or a YouTube, let me know who you are and where your channel is. I will I'm all about promoting each other, right? There's been people that have promoted me, helped me out with my channel getting started, and I'm all for helping other people. Okay, that's what it's about. Okay. All right, so you got the purpose of my channel. I have to put this out, guys, because some people say, "Well, what about the black men and the white women? What about the?" I just like, guys, there's channels for that. Sometimes you think the obvious is obvious, but it's not. I don't know. I think it's mostly just trolling me, trying to get me off my game. Okay. Let's show today's black woman. Today's black woman, most educated in the United States. Okay. Some will say she's the most enrolled. She's not the most educated, just most enrolled. Well, you have to be the most enrolled to have the most degrees. Statistically, black women have the most degrees. Statistically, okay? Most spiritual, women of faith. Most spiritual women I've ever known is black women, okay? Black women are very spiritual, okay? And in today's world, black women are leading the way in the corporate world, okay? They have the biggest startup businesses as black women. Statistically, above all of us, men are women. Okay, black women, you own that. That's yours. Okay, I'm telling the truth. Is it uplifting? Yeah, but black women, you're doing it. I'm just telling the truth. Number 4, most loving, loyal, feminine, most nurturing. The most feminine women is black women. Okay, this BS about black women being masculine. When you pick out a single mother that's struggling to make ends meet, she has to be both feminine and masculine for her children because she's alone. Okay? You put a black woman in the right environment, she's more feminine than any other group of women, period, in the story. And black women are the most loyal, most nurturing, period, in the story. All right? I'm just saying. Okay, number 5, puts everyone first, adapts and overcomes. Black women, look, I've seen black women work 2 jobs, put their man through school and try to get him to do right and invest everything she's got into him, heart, body, and soul. And and a lot of times the men don't deserve her. Okay? But that's what black women do. Black women adapt and overcome. Black women are very resilient. Okay? I've seen black women come from a poor environment as single mothers and make 6 figures. Like I know 2 women that have done that, that I grew up around, became single mothers on welfare and making more than I do. Both me and my wife. I mean, I'm just being honest. And me and my wife do very good. Uh, Good evening, Susie Bear. Thanks for coming on. Okay. Um, Black women are the most successful with the least amount of resources. Okay. Black women are able to do this. Okay. A lot of black women come from single mothers too, and they don't have a lot of resources, but yet they excel in education. Okay. Mind, heart, body, and soul. Black women are the most beautiful women on earth. That's both physical, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Black women are the most beautiful. Okay? Period in the story. The debate's over. Black women, you're the best. Okay. All right. Now, let me go over some stats because people have been telling me, look, we don't like your stats. Your stats are wrong. They're false. No, they're not. Okay, I get it from the Pew Research and the U.S. Census. Okay, so if you got a problem with my stats, you need to talk to the U.S. Census or Pew Research. Okay, try that. Okay, because I didn't make this up. Okay. Uh, Thank you for the healing. Oh, thank you so much. That Samantha, thank you. That means a lot to me. It does. Okay. Okay, here are some stats. People really get triggered on this. I don't know why, but the beautiful thing about stats is you don't have to live in the collective. You could be a rugged individual and make your own stats, right? All right, here's some marriage percentages. 1980, and this is black women percentage, right? 3% of black women married to white men. Not that many, only 3% in 1980. 2023, it jumped to 12%. It's 4 times what it was in 1980. That's a very conservative a stat. It's actually more than that. But we're going with the most conservative, okay, to try to avoid offending people, okay? I want to be right. So I'm taking the most conservative approach here, okay? But I guarantee it's way past 12%, okay? Now, the marriage stats 50% less chance of a divorce than a black couple. So, listen, black women, you get with a white man statistically, okay, you have a 50% less chance of a divorce. Now, does that mean you get with a white man, it's going to be that? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, you might find that good black man, that diamond in the rough, that you have a great marriage. Okay, the point is have a great marriage. But statistically, you're better off getting with a white man. Okay. That's according to the stats, not what I say. Okay. 50% less chance of a divorce than black couples. Okay. Now, white men, look at this 44% less chance of a divorce than a white couple. So, white men, if you marry a black woman, statistically, you have a 44% less chance of a divorce than if you married a white woman. So, black women, you're better off marrying a white man. White men, you're better off marrying a black woman. Okay, I'm just going by the stats. You have to figure out what's best for you. But statistically, black women and white men, you do the best. I'm just saying. Hate me now or later. It's the honest to God truth. Okay? All right. Hey there, Indiana Mom. How's it going? Okay. All right. And you can look at Pew Research and U.S. Census and see if I'm wrong. And if I am, make a video proving me wrong. Otherwise, whatever. I don't care. Okay. All right. Now, here's the horrible things that we get. This is the hate that white men and black women get. Okay. When we open up our options, okay, first of all, a lot of people believe that white men and black women should not be together. They believe that white men should leave black women alone, only should be with white women, right? The white supremacists would say, yeah, white men should be with white women. The black supremacists would say white men with white women only. Black men, you can do what you want, but you know, that's what people are showing. Okay. That's what they tell me. Now, here's some hateful things we get as white men and black women when we open up our options to each other. Okay? All right, attacks on black women, white men relationships. In today's world, the black woman and white men are the most attacked when they open up their options. Okay? Attacks on black women who marry or date white men. Sell out, we hear that all the time. Bad wench, heard that forever. Self hater, oh my God. White hand of white supremacy. They're calling in today's world black woman and white men white supremacy. How that works, I don't get it. Definitions of racism and white supremacy change so much, I don't even know what it means anymore. I guess if you're white, you're a white supremacist. It's just automatic, I guess. Um, but those are the hating things that black women get. Okay. Um, Now attacks on white men who date and marry black women. Fetishizers, that's number one. Oh my God, we're always called fetishizers. Even if we only married to one woman for several years, you're a fetishizer. Okay? Hates white women. I've been told that. I don't hate white women at all. I love white women. I just when it comes to love and marriage, the black woman's got my heart in that area. Sorry. I mean, it is what it is. But there's no hate to white women. I don't hate them. I don't think they're awful. They're beautiful women like other women. Okay. Uh, all right. And then we're called lustful. Okay. Because the theme is the only reason why white men get with black women is to fulfill a lust. Okay. Now there are some white men that fit that description, but a lot of us just love black women. Okay. Racist. Okay. It's hard to be racist if you love black women. It don't make sense. I guess it's possible, but it's automatic. We're called racist. Okay. Everybody's racist. All right. Number three, black women and white men marriages grow faster than any time in American history. Okay, we have more black women and white men coming together than ever. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, now we're still the smallest group that do it, but the beautiful thing is we're the longest lasting marriages despite the stereotypes and attacks. Okay, this we should embrace this. Black women, white men. Okay, we get attacked for being with each other, but yet we're the most successful. And black women, I give it to you. When you open up your options, you're fighting the world, and that's just how amazing you are, black women. I'm just saying. That's your beautiful character. And I love you for that. Okay. Okay, so now you get the point. What my channel's about. Okay? It's black women, white men. Okay? And no hate to other groups. That's just my channel. I don't expect black men with white women to change for me because I don't. That's their business. This is my business. Makes sense? Can we get along and go where we want to go? Can we love who we love? Or do we got to be in a constant beef because somebody got their feelings hurt? Just saying. Okay, now let me show you some videos, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And you tell me what you think. Okay? This one is a marriage stat dealing with the black community. Um, I mean, it is what it is. I just showing it because this was a stat I didn't know. I always thought there were more black men married than black women, but apparently it's not. Let's take a look. This young lady breaks it down, and is she telling the truth or is it just propaganda? You make the call.
Of statistics being misrepresented. We're all tired of the black marriage conversation, but I'm also tired of statistics being misrepresented or fabricated to make black women look bad. So let's actually take a look at the numbers on black people in marriage in the United States. I'll start with the citation. I'm getting my numbers directly from the U.S. Census Bureau, not a random website. This article is on marriage prevalence for black adults. It's written by Chanel Washington and Lakita Walker. Shout out to the girls. Those are definitely black girl names. They note that marriage rates overall are on the decline. Duh. The median age of first marriage has increased.
Okay, that's a point. Okay, marriage rates. Okay. Now, there are certain groups that do better than others in marriage, but across the board, marriage rates are going down. Okay. This is disturbing. All groups, white, black, Asian, our marriage rates are going down. That to me is troubling. That's disturbing. Our marriage rates need to go up to build a better, more secure society. Regardless of who you marry, our marriage needs to go up. And we need to be we need to be committed in our marriage. Us as men, we need to be real men. Okay, we need to rebuild ourselves. Okay, it starts with the men. Men rebuild the man, then we can work on everybody else. Okay, I'm just saying, marriage rates are horrible. Okay, we do have a bright spot, black women, white men. That's beautiful. But overall, marriage is going down. It's troubling. It's disturbing. It's sad. Okay. So she is right. Let me continue.
Increased, and so has the percentage of black adults who have never been married. But there's one paragraph in that article that we should pay extra close attention to. For all groups, the percentage of never married men in 1970 was 28.1% compared to 22.1% of women. By 2020, those figures rose to 35.8% and 30% respectively. However, in 1970, 35.6% of black men and 27.7% of black women were never married. But by 2020, those percentages had jumped to 51.4% for black men and 47.5% for black women. So let's put our thinking caps on and do some quick math. By subtraction, we find that at the time of the last census, 48.6% of black men had ever been married, while 52.5% of black women had ever been married. That means that more black women in the United States have been married than black men. More. Greater than. That also means that the stat that I often see about black women have a 25% chance of ever getting married is false. Where did that come from? But there's more, because in that article, you can click on that little link with the percentages, and it takes you to a table with more comprehensive marriage data. This table is called Marital Status of the Population 15 years and older by sex, race, and Hispanic origin, 1950 to present. These sources are the decennial censuses, taken every 10 years, and the annual population surveys by the census. Here we see an accounting of marriage divided by gender, and let's look at the most recent year, which is 2022. FYI, that little superscript A means that the people that they're counting here only identify as black, not black and just black. Currently, there are 5.846 million married black men in the United States. That is 36% of their total population, and there are currently 6 million married black women in the United States. That's 32% of our total population. More married black women than married black men. And the percentage difference between married black men and married black women is actually pretty small. That means about 1 in 3 black people in the U.S. is married. I did make sure to note that there are 2.5 million more black women than black men in the United States.
Okay, there's a point. 2.5 million more black women than black men. Listen, ladies, do you want to be race loyal? I mean, that's up to you. Okay, you're attracted to who you're attracted to. Okay, nothing against you for that. Okay, but think about the numbers. It's a numbers game. Do you want to be married? Do you want to have a family? Okay, now if you're dead set on being within your race, that's fine. So that if that's where you're at, let the women that want to open up their options go. Don't shame them. Don't try to talk them out of it. This is the dumbest thing I've seen. I've seen pro-black women try to tell black women, no, just get with the black man, just stay where you're at. Like, but yet she wants a black man, and they're outnumbered by 2.5 million. That don't make there's no logic there. Look, my thing, I love black women, and if there's white men, or let's say there's white men that love black women, but others are thinking about going to the Asian woman, I would say go to the Asian woman. That way I get more of a chance, right? Logically, I'm just saying. I don't get. But anyway, let's continue.
But traditionally, which gender asks which gender to get married? Traditionally, who proposes? But
right? Who proposes? Men. Okay, and I hear men say this all the time. White and black men. They say, we hold the key to marriage. We propose. Okay? So if our marriage rates are low and single mothers are growing, would it be right for us to blame the women for being single mothers? Or let's get that sword of truth swinging, okay? Let's wield that sword of truth. Truth be told, most of the blame goes to men, okay? Guys, you need to man up. You need to put your ego aside, and you need to take accountability. The reason why we have so many single mothers is our fault as men, okay? This thing of having babies, mama, that should not be a thing. You don't lay down with a woman that's not your wife. I know that. I know that's radical thinking. I know that's ancient belief. But we'd be better off. Now, and here's the thing. If you're going to have sex out of wedlock, don't mess with a woman you don't love. And I'm not promoting sexual intercourse out of wedlock. I'm not. I'm just saying, why are people messing around with people they don't truly love and they would never marry? To me, that's stupid. Why bring children into a family that don't have both parents? We're all guilty of this, okay? I could point fingers at the black community stats, okay? Right now, they have the most single mothers, okay? The least married. I could hit that all day. But truth be told, us as a society, we need to fix it at all levels. Every community. We're lacking. Okay? And white people, your marriage rates suck ass. I shouldn't have said. I'm just being honest. Okay? They don't last long at all. We might get married more, but our marriages fall apart. They end in divorce really quick. Okay? And my opinion, and I know it's radical thinking, but I think Becky takes Brad for granted. I'm just saying. I think Tyrone takes Keisha for granted too. Just my belief. Just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, let's continue.
There is some more interesting data here. Currently, 82% of unmarried black men has never been married, while 72% of currently unmarried black women has never been married. Additionally, black women are 2.5 times more likely than black men to be widowed. 8.5% of black men have been.
All right, let me stop there. This stats, it's interesting, but really, I was blown away because I thought there were more black men married than black women. But apparently, from what she's showing, it's the other way around. That's interesting. Okay. But regardless of that stat, we need to fix marriage. And black women, you need to open up your options. White men, you need to open up your options. Asian men, open up your options. Okay? Do it. Do it. Just do it. Okay? Be like Nike. Just do it. Okay? Hey, I want to show you guys some beautiful stories, and then I'll drop the link. Okay? These are young black women doing amazing things. Okay? And these stories, for some reason, people don't show these stories. For some reason, we don't see this on YouTube or Rumble or Twitch or TikTok. And it's sad. We'll hear about a black woman's weave and makeup all day. But are we hearing the amazing thing that black women do? And these are young ladies. These are like teenagers. Okay? These are young black women starting out on top. These are like geniuses, okay? And why don't we highlight this? Just saying. Let's show this film.
Associate's degree at age 10.
Okay, let me start. This young lady is only 17, guys. 17!
You know, Dorothy Jean Tillman II completed her associate's degree at age 10, a bachelor's degree at age 12.
Hey, associate's degree at age 10. I didn't get my associate's till I was like in my 30s. But age 10 associate's degree. Bachelor's at 12.
Picked up her double master's at 14 and last
Double masters at 14, guys. Double masters.
weekend she walked across the stage at Arizona State to receive her PhD, which she earned at 17 years old.
PhD at oh my God. This young lady's a genius. Okay? Why aren't we showing this young black woman here? Why are we not focusing on this? Why are we focusing on superficial crap?
What the?
I was setting things on fire with a magnifying glass. And she joins us in studio to talk about that in her camp, helping students here and in South Africa. Well,
Yes.
Congratulations to you.
And you go by
Thank you.
DJ?
Yes.
Well, and you are related to former alderwoman Dorothy Tillman.
Yes,
That's your
my
grandma?
grandmother, yes.
Oh my gosh. So tell us, did your parents know pretty early on that you were an exceptional student, and what did they tell you about that?
I think my grandma, my granny, and my mom all kind of saw it in me, like at different points in times in different ways. And I kind of just thought like a lot of what we were doing was normal until it got like a different level of attention. And so I didn't notice it, but I think people around me did.
So when you're in a group of like 10-year-olds, are you just thinking, wow, these dopes are...
What
What's going on?
10-year-olds, whenever I'm around like people younger than me, like even if it's just a year younger than me, even if it's like a couple months, I just love to like see myself in them, whether it was like myself a couple months ago, myself a couple years ago, and just see whatever it is that I could like understand them on. Because sometimes younger kids, I think it like push to the side, even if it's on the simplest level of it being like a teen group and they want to hang out. And I think I've been that kid, so I always want to like hang out with that kid.
Now, you were homeschooled, and I think the biggest criticism some people have is that maybe you don't get to do all the social things that kids in a regular school get to do. Do you find you missed out on any of that?
I think that's definitely a fair criticism, and I'm definitely like finding my own pathway like towards that. But I definitely think being a big social butterfly, that was one of my obstacles in homeschool.
Yeah, I mean, I would think is it your mom that homeschooled you all this
yes,
time?
my mom homeschooled me, so
and
she's
that's
my
a lot of talking to
superhero.
your mom, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And so it definitely took a lot of communication, but we're a good team. So.
Wow.
So your PhD is about mental health. Do I have that right? And how do you apply that to the real world?
So I got my DBH, so it's a doctorate of behavioral health and integrated behavioral health on the management concentration. And so that's making sure that health facilities are as integrated as possible so that our mental health professionals and our physical primary care providers are in the same facilities working together for the best care possible provided for humans. And I just feel like that's such an important topic that young kids need to be educated on, that as I've gotten my degree, I've started to think of ways that I can integrate it with the work that I already do with youth.
So talk about this camp you're doing. It's not a STEM camp, you call it a STEAM camp because there's an arts component to it.
Yes. So the Dorothy G. STEAM Leadership Institute is a science, technology, engineering, arts, and math program because I felt like the right brain and the left brain needed that pathway to each.
Oh my God, let me stop. Listen to this young lady, a teenager, right? Oh my God, what she accomplished as a teenager, most people will never accomplish. And if they do, it'll be so much later in life. And just listen to her talk, the intelligence, the maturity, and they said, well, what about 10-year-olds? And I think the lady said, do you think they might be dumb? No, she don't look at people as being dumb. She's just smart. And you could just see the intelligence. You could just see this woman is amazing and she's so young. Why are we not talking about Black women like this? Why are we not doing this? This is the truth. This is a young Black woman doing amazing things. How many people have heard about her? How many people have heard about Dorothy Jean Tillman II? Anybody? What are we doing? You think surely the Black community would celebrate this, right? Where are you? I think all communities should celebrate this. This is a young woman in our country, our great nation, that we're not uplifting. I know they did a news thing and it's beautiful, but shouldn't we all be celebrating this amazing achievement? She was homeschooled by her mother. That don't just show the character in this young lady, but it shows a character in her family. It shows a character in her mother. Think about it. We're not even, it's focused on her and it should be. That's her accomplishment. But the women in her family lifted her to this point. Huh? You don't think Black women aren't amazing? Seriously. let's continue.
each other. There's an art in engineering and there's an art to technology. And I feel like somebody needed to shine a light on that while simultaneously shining a light on these students and providing them with a platform to get the resources that they feel like they need and the resources to find a pathway to their dreams and what they may want to do.
And people can just sign up for this? Or do they go to a website?
Well, we are at capacity this year for the camp.
Oh my gosh.
But we can always use a little bit of extra help for field trips and all of the things that we do for the kids on a day-to-day basis.
And you got prom coming up?
I do have prom coming up.
That's awesome. So some of those fun things you still get to do, right?
Yes.
Oh.
So I'm going with my best friend, and like that's the best thing ever. After like all of this graduation stuff, this feels incredible, and I'm really grateful. But I'm also really happy to still be able to do things like that.
All right. Awesome video here. Okay. All right. This was awesome. Dorothy Genus. Okay. That young lady, oh my God, that's amazing. This story is going to be also amazing, guys. These are two young black teenagers, and I've done this story way back, right? This was, I think, a couple years ago. But these young women accomplished something that hadn't been accomplished in like 2,000 years. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Watch this.
We're going to start this next story.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, so we're going to start this next story a little bit differently. Welcome to my game show, guys.
Oh no, is this what the pop quiz is?
We're having a pop quiz.
Oh, I did. Maybe nervous.
Get ready.
Okay.
All right, so the Pythagorean theorem.
Okay, yes.
Pretty basic concept.
Right.
Can you
If you
tell
can
me,
say it.
Tell me what shape it describes. You should know this. Don't give me that face. I know you know. Come on, put it on your flashcard.
He's a scientist.
It's a triangle.
Yeah, but you took high school level geometry. I know
A
you
squared.
No, I failed high school geometry. What do you mean?
Oh.
See, it's the area of A
Wow.
to B
Don't
is
show
going
off.
to equal C.
Don't show off.
Yeah, well, I was going to say for a bonus point, do you know the theorem?
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Cerise.
What did you draw?
IDK.
Don't know.
Good thing IDK hadn't been invented yet when you were in school.
I am sorry. I'm not the science or math person.
There are some very smart girls who do
Yes.
know.
Far smarter than us.
Yes.
For 2,000 years, no one's really been able to prove the Pythagorean theorem using
2,000 years, ladies and gentlemen.
trigonometry, and now two high school students from New Orleans East think that they have cracked it. Sam Winstrom shows us.
I'm trying to prove it right now.
It takes a special kind of student to outsmart 2,000 years of mathematicians. At St. Mary's Academy, they have two.
It's an unparalleled feeling, honestly, because there's just nothing like it, being able to do something that people don't think that young people can do.
Kelsey
These young ladies, 17 years old. Okay? Sorry. 17. They've accomplished something that hasn't been done in 2,000 years. And this is talking about brilliant minds, mathematicians. How many of you have heard about this story? Wow. Let's listen.
Johnson and Nakia Jackson just gave a presentation at the American Mathematical Society's annual Southeastern Conference. They say they've proven that Pythagoras' theorem can be proved without circular trigonometry, and it might not surprise you to hear that they were the only high schoolers in the room.
You don't see kids like us doing this. It's usually like you have to be an adult to do this.
Now, if you're anything like me, math is not your best subject, so we're both going to do a little refresher on this one. Now, it starts with trigonometry, and trigonometry is based on Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That all sounds familiar, right? Now, what they did, and that they said couldn't be done, is that Pythagorean theorem could not be proved using trigonometry. That is what is known as circular logic. An idea can't prove itself. But what Kelsey and Nakia did is that they were able to prove Pythagoras' theorem without using circular logic, but they did use trigonometry.
And if you're wondering how two high school seniors figured something like this out, well, it all starts with the teachers who challenged them to do the impossible.
Yeah, like our slogan is no excellence without hard labor, so they definitely push on that.
And we have really great teachers.
And even if you don't understand their math, it's easy to see that with the right push, students can do the impossible. Sam Winstrom, Eyewitness News.
Cherise.
I would just also like to say,
We got another slide.
sorry, Mom and Dad, and to Warren Easton, you did this the best you could. I just didn't get it, okay? Well, Kelsey and Nakia did get it. They're set to graduate from St. Mary's Academy this spring. They weren't ready to announce where they'll go to school, but said they plan to chase their careers in environmental engineering and biochemistry. Again,
Good for them.
Wow. Do you guys realize that these young ladies, 17, what were the rest of us doing at 17? God, I'm embarrassed to even say. But these young ladies, wow. Why don't we hear more stories like this? We always get the stereotypical black woman acting crazy, loud, over sexualized. We always get the false stereotype. We don't get the truth. Why aren't we promoting these young ladies, their accomplishment? Why don't we celebrate? These two young girls came from a preparatory school, right? They haven't even entered the university level yet. Oh my God, just wait till they get caught. Ooh. They solved something that mathematicians haven't solved in 2,000 years. 2,000 years. Wow. We need to. Now, these young ladies I showed you are one in a million, right? They're way above uh, their peers in every way. Okay. Um, but what's amazing is they're black women doing amazing things. It's not a surprise. Black women are very smart, very amazing. Okay. Now, most women won't accomplish what these young ladies have. But I will tell you this, when it comes to education, when it comes to love, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to family, black women definitely lead the way. And not all of us get the blessing that a black woman has to offer. And it's not that the black woman ain't giving us that blessing. It's just we don't know how to receive that blessing. We don't know how to love the black woman the right way. Because, truth be told, and I'm speaking about men across the board, we have big egos, little accomplishments, and we're more focused on ourselves, and we don't know how to love the women in our lives. That's the honest to God truth. Until we as men figure that out, we're going to continue to go down a slippery slope. We're going to miss out on beautiful women. Well, most of us will never have access to women brilliant like that, but we'll miss out on blessings of women around us. We'll miss out on the blessings of the black woman, that hidden treasure. And we'll miss out, not because of the black woman, but because our eyes were closed and we're more focused on self than the true prize and the treasure. There's no more tragedy than I could say right there. And black women, I say to you, I love you, black women. And black women, I'm sorry, we have failed you. And I speak for all men. Okay, men will say, well, no, you don't speak for me. But really, in general, black women, us as men have failed you. Black, white, all groups. And for that, I am truly sorry. And it's a heartbreak. What can I say? But anyway, and until us as men admit our failures and our shortcomings, we can expect to go down a slippery slope and go to hell in a handbasket faster and faster every day until we get it right. But anyway, all right, let me show you a couple more and then I'm done. The links dropped, guys. You could come up if you want and talk about this. I apologize. My last show, I got a little emotional. I was yelling at white men for not, standing up for black women, for not approaching black women. Um, but anyway, the link's there. Let me go ahead and show this.
Also, not saying that it makes you less of black culture or white culture if you decide to get in an interracial relationship. But this is what I am saying. When you decide to get into an interracial relationship, if you thinking long term with this person, you need to know. Number one, it's gonna be some stuff that white person just simply not gonna understand. You could make it plain as day. They not finna be able to understand some stuff. You hear me? That does not mean that they love you any less.
Bingo. Bingo. Did you hear what this young lady said? She said you can get in an interracial relationship. And if you're with a white man, there are some things he will never understand about you. He just won't get it. And she's truly right. She's totally correct on this. There's things we won't get as white men, but that don't mean we love you less. We just don't get it. You can have somebody that understands your struggle, what you go through, and use and abuse you. And you can have a man that don't have a clue what you're talking about, but loves you with all his heart. Sometimes that gets confused, I would say.
Okay? It doesn't make them less compatible, all right? It's also gonna be some doors that white person gonna be able to walk through that you're just not gonna be able to walk through at ease. That's the key. It's gonna be some stuff that person gonna be able to do at ease that you're not gonna be able to do. Love.
What do you think about that? I think she's got a point on that, guys. I think she's got something there. Because we always hear black women, I've had black women tell me this through the years. You don't understand what I've been through. You don't understand what I go through. You don't and I'm like, yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. And it don't mean there's less love. It just means I don't know. But then she said there's some things that white man will go through that you can't. And I think there's truth there. And that's what makes the power couple. We don't have to understand each other fully. We just have to love each other and give each other everything. I'm just saying. What do you think about that, guys? Look, I don't know everything my wife's been through, but she knows that. And she loves me. I love her with all my heart. I'd give my life for her. I just don't understand everything. But the love's always there. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. All right, let me show another one.
Remember, like, I gotta feed myself. Like right now, y'all.
Oh,
So
sorry.
I had this message sitting in my notepad, and today is the day that I really need to get it out. This message is for anybody who feels like life is actually flowing for them, the new year has been going good for them, or if you feel like life is not lifing right now, use this message as your source of enlightenment. So I just want to be transparent and say that God has really been working in my life. Like things have been overall pretty positive for me coming into this new year. And I'm very aware that it's coming from God and it's coming through me following what he wants me to do. It is not about who we are when life is going good for us. It's really about who we are when things are not going in our favor or not working out the way that we thought that they were going to work out. The message I have for y'all today is to make sure that your mindset, one, two, your faith is your generator in the storm. Y'all know when it's storming outside or when it's really bad weather, most of us, or if you have one, rely on that generator to keep the electricity flowing or to keep the light in the house or in wherever you are. The key here is to just remember that we got to make sure our faith and our mindset is strong so that way when life does life, because it will, the grass won't always be green all the time, whether that's something as small as you getting a flat tire or something very traumatic happens or anything in between. We have to make sure that our mind, our mental, our faith is prepared for those moments. Sometimes we can get caught up in the right now and life is going good. I'm having my way. God doing his big one or I'm doing my big one and it's I, me. When no, you got to remember, like, I got to feed myself. Like right now, y'all, I've been focusing on making sure my faith is so strong that when I don't get my way, whether that brand deal don't come or something doesn't work out or whatever the case may be, that I'm prepared for that. My mind is strong enough to handle that and I can conquer whatever is thrown my way.
What do you think about that video? I think what I got out of what she's saying is, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here. I would say what she's saying is things ain't going to always be perfect. And I think what she's saying is we got to be strong whether it's good or bad. Because when things are going good for us, we're on top of the world, we're strong, we're just, we're motivated, we're pushing through. But when the storms of life come through, that's when the moment of truth comes through. When we have hard times, when we're at the bottom, our face is in the mud, things ain't going right. We have sorrow, we have hurt. That's what really tests our strength. And look, that's life. And when we're at our best, ain't always the most pleasant time. But character, I think, is really built. Not when we're doing good and riding high and just being successful and everything going wonderful. Where we're really at our best is in the hardest times. How we adapt and overcome through the hurt, through the pain, through the suffering. Getting out of that is your true strength. That's what really builds your character. And what she said is totally truth. You know? Can we prepare for the worst? Not always. We try to, but sometimes life hits us and we're not prepared. We're on our back. We've been knocked down, and oh my God, what just happened? Sometimes we feel helpless, like we can't. How are we going to make it through? But there's always a way. There's always hope. There's always a solution. I know it's easier said than done, When you're actually going through it, it's not that easy. But that's what really strengthens you and builds your character, is when you go through the tough times. It's not when we go through when we're successful and doing good at our job and making money and people love us. Yeah, that's great. But that don't build character. When you're down in the dirt and people are stepping on you and you feel like it's only you against the world and it seems impossible, but yet you still fight, you still keep moving, you still have faith, you still keep going. And then when you get through it, that's when you build your character. That's when you're at your best. This was a beautiful video. And I just felt I had to show this. You know, I don't know this young lady, but I believe she's a woman of faith and got a big heart. And she's probably been through some things. And she's sharing, I think she's just sharing what she's been through and how to get through it. You know? Anyway, there's one other I want to show.
The struggle for me about.
Okay, let me get here. Okay. Let's see what she has to
I
say.
think the hardest struggle for me about leveling up is probably knowing that you never reach this point where nothing stops. And when I say stops, meaning the greater influence you have or the higher positions that God is calling you to, you're going to be facing some bigger giants, some more difficult people, some more uncomfortable situations. And when I sit and think about it, I'll be like, God, last season, I can't even believe I got through that. But knowing that the more you progress, the more you're going to be facing. It doesn't get easier as you climb the ladder. It gets harder.
She's got a point there. When you start doing things, when you start making progress in your life, when you start becoming a blessing, that's when you're attacked the most. Okay? And a lot of times the way you know you have an impact is when you receive hate, when you receive pushback, when people are coming for you, when people are trying to silence you, trying to destroy you. When you're at your best, a lot of times, well, most of the time, you're going to get attacked the most. And I look at that as this channel. When I promote a message of come together with love and marriage, open up your options, that's controversial to a number of people. Okay. There's a lot of people that don't believe in racial mixing, they call it, or we're just people. Okay. And if I'm being honest and I can see beauty in a woman, I could see beauty in a black woman like I could a white woman, right? And the beautiful thing is, as a child, you don't have those biases. That's how I know my love is true when it comes to black women. Because I loved the black woman before anybody told me I wasn't supposed to do that. I wasn't supposed to feel that way. Hmm. But she's right. When you're a lot of times we go through the most turmoil when we're at our best. When we're making things happen, that's when it gets harder. That's when people are really going to push on you. Because if you're not successful, people don't really care. Think about it. But let's continue.
And I try to remind myself that if I've gotten through this, God will get me through
whatever it is I face. But I do say the most difficult thing for me is knowing that you do not reach a point where nothing subsides. Never.
Right. There is nothing impossible. Okay? Us as people, I think a lot of times we're not as successful as we want to be or could be. It's not that we don't have it in us. It's not that we can't make it happen. A lot of times it's just fear. We don't take that challenge because we're afraid. When I talk about interracial relationships, man, I talk to black women a lot. I talk to white men, different groups of men. And I talk about a lot of men, I talk about black women, right? And sometimes I'll just bring it up and talk about black women, right? Sometimes people will approach me and ask me about black women because I got my wife is a black woman, right? And even though I'm up in age and you know my dating days are gone, I've been married 30 years. I got kids and grandkids. Um, right now, I'm not in the fight, sort of say. I'm not swirling to investment. I hit investment in 94. Okay. Um, what I'm doing now is I'm passing the torch. What I'm doing now is I'm telling people consider opening up your options, get to know other people. And you might say, and I've heard black women say, well, they're only attracted to black men. Well, and I've heard white men say, well, it's only white women for me. I and I think about that, and a lot of times it's just some it's that way that you're just attracted to who you're attracted to. And but some people it's not that they're not attracted to the other groups of people. It's they're afraid to go to that unknown. They're afraid to get out of that comfort zone. They're afraid to open up their options. And the thing of it is you vet people, right? But we're people. And I would say to black women, you know, I see the beauty in black women and I love black women. And unfortunately, there are men like me all over. But some reason they can't speak out about black women like I can. Why? Is it that I'm more courageous? No, I don't think it's that. No, maybe they're just scared. I just think about that and I'm like, why? You love these women. You think they're amazing like I do. Why hide it? But it's conditioning. In our country, we've been conditioned to be segregated. We still live in a segregated country, believe it or not. Even though we're together in the same neighborhoods, and that's beautiful and great. Martin Luther King had a dream. God bless. All right, that's wonderful. But are we really there? Have we're still in that segregated mindset. You could date whoever you want today. It's not illegal. You can marry who you want. But why do some people struggle with that? What are they afraid of? And look, we're all afraid, right? When I started dating, my thing, I struggled with it because I was attracted to black women as a teenager. And I thought, oh my God, I can't approach them because they're going to think I'm stupid. They're going to reject me. And I'm like, okay, well, but I was conflicted because I really love black women. I couldn't, black women were just too beautiful and amazing for me not to do nothing. I had to do something. And I struggled with it. And I know it sounds weak, and it was. Till I got the courage. And you know what I found out? And listen to me, white men that love black women. Listen to me, that are afraid to step out of that comfort zone. You know what I found out? And I'm not the best looking guy. I'm no, you know, I'm an average dude, right? But what I found out is when I had the courage to just do it, just take your shot. I had more beautiful and amazing relationships with black women than I ever thought possible. You don't even know what people think about you. For some reason, as people, psychologically, we expect the worst. A lot of times we have low self-esteem, and we just believe we're just not all that, and, you know, and and, and we shouldn't have low self-esteem. We should have humility. Okay, I'm all for that. Don't think you're better than anybody, but have some confidence. And when I just went for it, it was a struggle, but once I got through it, I found out, wow, these women I find attractive, there's some of them that are interested in me. And that was a beautiful thing. And I'm like, wow, what if I just stayed, stayed in that scared mindset? I would have never known. There's so many people, black women, white men, that are so afraid to get out of their comfort zone. Black women, I understand your position because you get shamed a lot. There's a lot put on you. I get it. But white men, you have no excuse. Yeah, you're going to get haters. You might have some people in your family that don't think it's a good idea. Oh, well, so what? Really, we do what we want. People say, well, you're a white man. You could do whatever you want. And I thought about that. I'm like, what? Well, actually, they're right. You want to date black women? You can. There's a black woman out there that will love you. You just got to do it. And black women, there are many white men or Asian or whatever you're into that will date you, that will be there, and that will love you. The problem is, it's not a problem getting there. Well, how can I say this? If we have courage, there's not a problem getting there. But if we live in fear, we'll never get there. And that's our biggest problem. And it's amazing. How come Becky and Tyrone can just get together and with no problem? But black women, white men, it's like, we struggle with that. And maybe in a way that's good because our counterparts, they get together much easier, but the relationships don't last as long. Maybe it's because we're vetting each other before we even get to know each other. You got to understand, before I opened up my options to the black woman, I had the fight to be with the black woman before I even met the black woman. Does that make sense? And when I got there, I appreciated it. I embraced it. I loved it. I was thanking God for it. Now, I'm serious. And that's my life. And look, we need to stop hiding our feelings. We need to stop suppressing, how we feel about each other. There's white men I know at work that I'm around that talk about dating black women, that talk how beautiful they are, but have not stepped up to the plate and approached that black woman. And my last show, that's what I was ranting about. Because I seen that and I was like, oh my God, you idiot. I just can't. And there's nothing wrong with having that fear, but you got to face your fear and move forward. What are you really risking? Rejection? Well, Becky's going to reject you too. I mean, so you're not going to be with the woman you want to be with because you're afraid she'll reject you. So you'll be with the woman you really don't want to be with and let her reject you. Or if she accepts you, it's a rejection anyway because you really don't want to be with her, right? And another thing I see that really bothers me is people are afraid to love who they love. I've talked to so many black women, white men, and I've talked about this ever since my channel started, that are sad because they found that black woman that they had a relationship with, they had fun, there was love there, it felt good, it was great. But some family member or so-called friend, oh well, society won't accept it. Oh my God, what will your kids think? Oh, do you really want to hurt that person? I see people in their 40s and 50s, tears running down their eyes. Black women and white men because they messed up. They messed out on that blessing because they couldn't get out of that comfort zone. They were worried about what their friends and family thought instead of living their life for themselves. Now I know as time goes by, interracial dating will become a norm. In the future, we won't even think about it. We'll just do it. And we'll become more and more a biracial nation as we move forward, which I think is a beautiful thing. Some people think, oh my God, we're going to disappear and go extinct. White people are disappearing. Oh no. Really? They ain't disappearing. It's just black people and white people are procreating with each other. Oh well. So so white people you get a little darker. Black people you get a little lighter. So what? You go where you're loved and celebrated. And how your kids regard how they come out, so what? So they're a little darker or a little lighter than you. They're still yours. They're a product of your love. They're people. You know? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Guys, I've been talking for 2 hours and 35 minutes. The link's there if you want to catch me in the next few seconds. Otherwise, I'm going to shut down. But my thing tonight, black women, you are that beautiful hidden treasure. And I'm sorry we don't all see your true beauty. But those of us that do, we love you. And look, nobody's touched my heart like a black woman has. And I've loved you all my life. And when I take my last breath, when you open up my book that shows my life, you'll see black women in there. Black women that are beautiful women, women of character, women that have a big heart, that have made me a better person for it. All the way from my babysitter to my wife. One day, I tell people when I'll get to heaven one day, and I'll hear a voice say, "Hey, big guy." And that young lady that called me big guy and gave me candy. Because see, when you're a child, and being as little as I was back when I was 4 and 5, I was smaller than most kids, right? And some people thought it was cute because I was a little guy, right? But when I was a little guy, I wanted to be big like my dad and the men in my family, because I come from a family that men are big. They're like 6 foot or close to it, and I'm 5'8 3/4", right? I try to get that 5'9", but you know, growing up, that was the thing for me. I had that little insecurity because I was a little guy. Um, but and maybe that's what hit it with that babysitter. She called me big guy and she gave me candy. Well, here's my heart. I mean, I you know, but one day I'll hear that and I'll run up to that young lady and give her the biggest hug. Um, she was like 17, I was 4, so she got 13 years on me. So she'd be 67, almost 70. Wow. I don't even know where she is. I've been praying to find her and just tell her how much she meant to me as a child and how much impact she had on my life. And she probably don't even know. She's just being nice to me because I was a child. But anyway, well, guys, this channel, I think there's a purpose for it. And I want to say something before I get off. Monday, I'm going to have a prayer meeting. I got a young lady that follows me that me and my wife are close to. And she told me, she said, I need to get back in the fight. And I'm like, what do you mean get back in the fight? She said, you have a purpose. Where's your prayer meeting? What are you doing? And she's right. I got to honor God. I do. And but anyway, guys, I just want to tell you that Black women, you're amazing. I love you. You're beautiful women, and you've always been my preference. You always will be. I've been married for 30 years, but Black women, you have shown me love. You have taught me how to love the right way. And you've led me to my wife, Sandy. And I feel I need to show that love back. Like I said, I promote Swirl to investment. I promote Black women opening up their options. I promote men that love Black women being the best men for Black women. And when I say Swirl to investment, That means taking our interracial dating to marriage. The biggest investment you'll ever make is marriage. And I tell you, black women are the best investment. When my father talked to me about the virtuous woman in Bible scripture, about how a woman should be, the only thing I could think about was the black woman. She fit that description. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I just had to make it clear what my channel's about. There's some confusion that some people think is just a swirl channel. Whoever comes in and goes out. It's much more than swirling. It's about investment. It's about going all the way. Because when it has to do with the black woman, I have always been all in. You know. You want a prayer meeting too? Yeah, I'm gonna have one Monday, okay? I need to get back to that. And my young lady, my friend, she called me out. And she's right. I gotta, because the most important thing is you gotta keep the faith. And you know, and I will have one. I want prayer too, please, that my husband find me before. Of course, Princess Milk Chocolate. I will pray for you. Um, and me and my wife Sandy will pray for you, guys. If you ever need me to pray for you, just hit me up in my email, and I will do that. My wife, she prays with me for people on YouTube, and we have people at my church pray for you. We don't have to tell them your name. We just say, got some friends, and I want you to pray for. And if you want me to pray for you, you don't even have to tell me what it's about. But Princess Milcha, I will pray for you, and I sure will. And guys, pray for Princess Milk Chocolate, that God would answer her prayers, and that she would find that husband that's a good man, that's that truly loves her with all his heart, that will give her everything, all his love, all his emotions, and share his resources with her, his wealth, that he would give everything. Okay? And that's what a marriage is. You give everything. And us as men, we tell women we want women to be submissive, right? Well, what we forget as men is only our wives should submit to us, right? But it's a two-part deal. We have to provide and protect our wives to get that submission. And our part of the deal is that we love our wives like Christ loved the church, right? That we would lay down our lives for our wives. Okay? If you're not willing to go that far for your wife, do you really deserve her submission? Really, seriously. And in a way, we submit to God, right? And in a way, we're submitting to our wives because we put our wives first. All our wants and desires belong to our wives, right? She's everything. My wife is everything. There's no other woman on earth that can compare to my wife. My wife is number one above all women. That is my wife. And if I can't give her that, I don't deserve her submission. And us as men got to realize that. It's funny, like us men, we tell women what they need to do, and we forget what we need to do. Kind of funny that way, right? But anyway, let me stop. I'll start preaching before it's over. Um, guys, have a good night. God bless you and your families. Um, I'll see you on a prayer meeting Monday. Um, I don't know what the message will be yet. I'll pray about it, and we'll get something together. And it'll be an open panel. You guys can come on. Usually, I do the message, and then I drop the link, kind of like I do on my shows. I talk about it and then drop the link. Um, and that's what I'll do. Hey, thanks, Alexander. I appreciate it. But I'll do that on the prayer meeting. And guys, black women are that beautiful hidden treasure. Okay. And when a black woman loves you, you belong to her. I'm serious. Your heart belongs to her. Um, you know, but black women are that true, beautiful blessing, that hidden treasure. And we as men need to protect black women. Okay. Number one, how do we do that? Okay, let's look for a solution. Can we patrol the streets at night? Okay, we might not be able to do that. But what we can do on social media, we can show love and respect for black women. Okay, tell the truth. Let's show more stories about black women doing amazing things. How about that? I see so much stuff on YouTube or other social media where they show black women acting crazy or doing silly stuff or being loud. But do we ever show the true black woman what she's really doing? Do we show the black woman in the corporate world working hard? She got her degree, she's moving up, she's, you know, doing the best she can, she's resilient. Do we show that? We don't, do we? Do we show young black women doing amazing things? I showed you 3 black women, young, 17. Okay, these were a few years ago, but at the time they were 17. One had a double doctorate from Arizona State at 17. 2 other young black women solved a math problem that hadn't been solved in 2,000 years. And there's been plenty of mathematicians trying to figure it out. But here come 2 young teenage black women that figure it out. Where's that story? Where is it? I don't know. But anyway, guys, have a good night. God bless you and your family. Black women, I love you. Okay? And you're more beautiful and amazing than you'll ever know. And I know black women have a big heart, and black women are humble. But ladies, you're amazing. You're doing amazing things. And I'm not just talking about these 3 young ladies that did the impossible. I'm talking about the everyday black woman is doing amazing things. And unfortunately, we don't give her the credit she deserves. How do we protect black women? Protect her image. Show her love and respect. Huh? It's easy to uplift a black woman. Just tell the truth. Don't make up lies and stereotypes. Just tell the truth. But anyway, guys, let me go ahead and stop before I start yapping all night till the next morning. But I love you guys. You have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the Roadrunner 89 Swirl 2 Investment Network. Ladies, you're beautiful and amazing. And guys, we need to do right. We need to stand up for black women. We love black women, right? We need to show them love and respect. And we need to tell the world how much we love black women, how amazing they are. We don't hide it. Okay? We stand up for black women. Okay? We love them. They're in our community, they're in our family. Right? I'm just saying. Anyway, have a good night, guys. God bless you and your family. Have a good weekend, guys. I'll see you guys Monday. We'll have a nice prayer meeting. We're overdue for one, and I apologize for taking so long to do it. Sometimes I haven't been on YouTube for a while. You know, sometimes I go through some things and I have to get away for a little bit, just to clear my head and focus on what I need to do. You know, we have a mission here. I believe, honestly, I believe God has me doing this. How big is this going to be? I don't know. This might be peaked out, or it might be bigger, or it might shrink. Who knows? But there's a purpose here. Maybe I'm here to reach a few people, or maybe a few hundred. Maybe some people just need encouragement to get out of that comfort zone and find their true love. Your true love might not look like you. The one that's meant for you might not be the same color. Okay? I know God meant for me to marry a black woman, meant for me to marry my wife, Sandy. It wasn't no accident. It didn't, I just stumbled upon her. No, it was meant to be. Don't miss out on your blessings, guys. Okay? Have the courage. I know it's easier said than done. I get it. But pray about it, have that courage, and step out. Get out of that comfort zone. It's really not as hard as you think. Interracial dating is not hard to do. You want to date a black woman? You can. You just got to have the courage to do it. I tell these guys all the time. And then when they finally do it, well, oh, hey, she said yes. Well, good for you, genius. You could have solved that problem long time ago. But okay, better late than never, I guess. Anyway, let me stop. Okay, have a good night. God bless. I'll see you guys later. Hey, open up your options. All right. But vet, there's evil in all areas. Okay. Always remember that. Be careful, ladies. Be safe. And guys, vet too. Okay. Most black women are amazing, beautiful women, but there's some in there that are hateful, unfortunately. Okay? That's all groups. But mostly black women are pretty reasonable. Once she gets your trust, once you prove yourself and show her love and respect, okay? That's what it's all about. Love and respect. Okay? But anyway, guys, have a good night. God bless you and your families. I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good night.